I don't think it's tension, but there are differences of opinion as to how we can go about accomplishing what both of us agree are common aims. As I said in my speech the other day, we have a lot in common in where we want to go, and specifically on issues like the Middle East. Both of us agree on a two-state solution. Both of us agree on the rights of the Palestinians to a nation with defined contiguous borders, viable, etc., that allows Israel to then exist in peace and security within the community of the Arab world. Those are the aims of where America and Saudi Arabia are going. How to achieve these aims is another matter, and there has been disagreement on that. And what the kingdom sees as imperative in achieving that aim is to convince Israel that she has no option but peace. And yet, as we continue and have, at least since the Arab Peace Initiative was promulgated in the summit in Beirut 2002, is an Israel that has continuously thwarted any efforts to bring finality to this issue. In 2002, the Arab world adopted King Abdullah's, then Crown Prince Abdullah's initiative, and made clear to the rest of the world that the Arab strategic choice is peace. But not only peace, peace through negotiation. There was no warmongering. There was no hyperbole or bellicosity attached to the Arab Peace Initiative. It proposed a very equitable quid pro quo for Israel to be brought into the sphere of an Arab world at peace with it. Israel has to recognize a Palestinian state with in the 67 June 4th borders, withdraw from the Golan Heights and relinquish any lands in Lebanon, and reach a mutually acceptable solution to the refugee problem. No imposition of anything on Israel, but rather an extension of the hand to the Israelis and asking them to put their hand in our hand and reach amicable solutions to what everybody recognizes are existing problems. There has not been an acceptance of that offer by the Israelis. Not one Israeli government has said, yes, I will accept this, and this is where I want to go. As I said also in my speech, the previous government made some sounds, like this is a positive step by the Arabs. There are some workable ideas there, etc., but nothing definitive. And this government has totally ignored the initiative, where the rest of the world, including the United States, are defining the initiative, in the words of Mrs. Clinton, as a central core of reaching peace between the Arabs and Israel. That's the basic problem that we have here, is that the kingdom has brought 22 Arab countries, including the 56 or 57 members of the OIC, the Organization of Islamic Conference, to choose peace as a strategy. But the United States has not been able to push Israel to likewise choose peace as a strategy.
So the relationship
differs.
Overall is there are differences of opinion in certain areas such as Middle East peace,
Right.
And you had some
How to
suggestions about...
achieve that peace, not on the peace itself.
You also addressed some of the concerns about Afghanistan, but overall the nature of the government-to-government relationship is sound.
It's sound. It's been sound for years. And I think the credit goes to Crown Prince Abdullah at the time, King Abdullah, to get over the sensitivities that happened after 2001, September 11th attacks. Because there was acrimony and distrust and suspicion that built up from those attacks. But in April 2002, I think it was, or 2003.
The first Crawford was 3, and then
2002,
5.
I think.
2003.
Yeah, no,
Well,
I was not yet appointed ambassador. I remember
but it was the second one was
2005. And in those two meetings, the then Crown Prince got over the difficulties that had developed as a result of September between the governments.
Mm-hmm.
The acrimony and the suspicion and the
creation of the strategic dialogue.
Strategic dialogue. You had commitment to increase the number of Saudi students in America, removing visa restrictions in the United States, more business engagements on both sides, a joint energy policy. People forget that now, but there was an agreement by both sides to a joint energy policy, with the U.S. developing or increasing research and development in finding solutions to the carbon emissions of fossil fuels, building more refineries on U.S. soil so that there won't be shortage of petroleum products, and Saudi Arabia increasing production and also increasing the refining capacity as well. We've stuck to our part of the bargain. The U.S. hasn't. No new refineries in the United States yet. And as far as research is concerned, most of the research that's going in America is going on developing alternatives to oil, rather than improving oil or gas emissions.